welcome to Saturday's vlog. I am just getting out of the house. It's like, well, just turned 1 o'clock. I did my morning workout, which I have been trying to do. I'm going to be as consistent as possible. I want to, work out. What y'all got going on up here? I want to work out every day, at least 15 or 20 minutes. But if I miss a day, I'm not going to beat myself up about it, but I don't want to miss a day. So my goal is to work on trying to get in there at least 15 minutes. If nothing else, at least do your 15 minutes. And so yeah, so I did that today. Let's see what else. That's really it. I just got up, took my shower, straightened up, around the house, and did my workout. Yeah, and got ready to leave the house. So I got a late start, but it was because I really was tired. I've noticed here lately, and that's one of the other things about kind of going through this process of rebuilding, recovering. Your energy levels just up and down. It's like some days I feel good and I want to do stuff. It always bothers me to see trucks that look like my husband's truck. That still bothers me. And I still find myself when I initially see them. What in the what? When I initially see them, they just, anyway, so you go through these stages of, I'm tired one day, I just feel exhausted one day. The next day I may feel like full of energy and ready to conquer the world. And so I find myself going back and forth with that. And today was one of those days. I think today and yesterday was probably both one of those days that I felt that way, because I slept in. It's like I don't know, I don't want to find myself getting back into that cycle, because one thing about it, when I was working, I had to get up, and so it kept me from sleeping in, going to bed late and sleeping in. But here lately, since I'm not working, I've been going to bed late and sleeping in, and that's not good, because for one, I've got to go back to work, and so I don't want to get myself off of my pattern, and then two, I don't want to find myself sinking back into kind of a depressed state. And that's what I'm trying to prevent from happening. So that's why I made myself get up, get dressed, and get out of the house. So now we're heading to go get, y'all know, if you know me by now, you already know. I need to stop. Starbucks need to sponsor me. Shit. As much as I done put Starbucks on my channel. But that's where I'm going, because we got to get us a pick-me-up. Oh goodness, I need to stop. Oh, but I will say, now I don't have to have it. I only get it for convenience when I'm leaving the house, and because it's like, okay, I can spend this extra 15-20 minutes fixing coffee, or I can just treat myself. And so I just decided to go ahead and treat myself. Even though I need to quit doing that. You ain't like it, girl. I got a job right now. But yeah, so that's what I typically will do, is I look at it like a treat. But I've learned to make it at home. My drink at home, I am just as satisfied with it. Like, I have really gotten good at making it. And so, I don't mind making it at home. I just, like I said, when I'm going somewhere, it's just kind of convenient to just stop and get it. But, yeah, so that's kind of what it is. It's like I felt like I needed to get out of the house so that I would not be sitting there. And for one, I feel like if I'm sitting around the house, like on a day like today, that it'll make me eat. And I've been doing well with my diet. I have been, well, I don't even want to say diet, with my lifestyle change. Like, I have been doing a regular fast. Well, this was a fast that my cousins told me about. My cousin and my aunt told me about. I did the fast to where what was it? Your window to eat was from 6 p.m. I think it's like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. But of course, you're sleeping a good bit of that time, so you're not eating that entire time, of course. But that's your window to eat. And so I would eat at like 6 till about 9, probably, is what I found myself doing. And it was working. I did lose like 8-9 pounds doing that. So I did lose weight doing it. And I did it for about a month, you know, like giving myself a cheat day here and there. I'm not saying I did it every day for a month, but I did it for a month, pretty consistent. And so I just switched over to, and this is either the 3rd or 4th day. I really can't remember. It's either day 3 or 4. But where I have been, I changed my window to 3 to 7, but 3 to 6 if I'm really feeling spunky. You know what I'm saying? So that's my window. I can eat from 3 to 7, but 3 to 6 is my ideal window. And so I've just started doing that. I still drink my coffee during the day. I don't include that. I do still have my coffee. And then, wait a minute, let me order my drink.
Hi, thanks for choosing Starbucks. Can I get for you today?
Yes. Can I get a venti iced brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso with 2 pumps of white chocolate mocha added, and the white, and then the sweet foam, vanilla sweet foam.
Anything else for you?
No, that's it.
Right. Can I get a name for your order?
Kim.
Yeah. Right. It'll be $8.56 for you at the window.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, y'all, I know that's I'm spending about $10 a pop on a drink. That's ridiculous, but I don't. This is probably the first day that I'm gonna be spending full price, because I have been using my points, and I did find some Starbucks cards that I had been using. So this is the first day that I'm actually going to be spending money. And I want to see, because maybe I have some cash I can spend, and that'll kind of lessen the blow too, because my cash was for me to spend a while back, and I just haven't been spending it. Yep, I got cash. So we'll spend cash. And I've been having this cash in here for a minute, and I've not been spending it. Oh, I'm not gonna have quite enough cash. Crap, because I think she said $8.96. Darn. Well, I can break this 20. Break the 20, girl. But Yeah, so this is cash that I had for spending money, and I would find myself not spending it because it would be easier to pull my card out. So, well, I can get $1 off drink with my 25. Well, I got 26 star points. So if I use the 25, it will take $1 off of this drink. So, do I want to do that today or do I want to wait? Let me see. But yeah, so I've been doing that window and it's been working well. My body has been, I can tell it's been detoxing itself, because I have literally been going to the bathroom like back to back to back to back. So I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy about that. I feel like, I don't like how my camera's sitting, and I don't know what did I do? Wait a minute, hold on, guys. Okay. Okay, now we back in business. Okay, so yeah, I didn't really like how my camera was sitting. I'm hoping that it's better. It's looking kind of still a little wonky, but maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. It may be sitting fine. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we have gotten our coffee, and I know I can't keep doing this for sure. We've got to stop with the coffee. Ekima, you got to stop with the daggone coffee. So, what is that little box on that? I don't know what the world I got going on. Okay. Lord, I know they probably like, girl, can you just drive? I am sad. All sidetracked, honey. Why did y'all give me the wrong kind of darn? This is not the normal lid on this cup. I gotta squeeze my straw in there. And I forgot to tell them light ice. Shoot. I forgot light ice, and that's what I meant to say. Y'all, this is a 10 out of 10. That's a damn 10. Excuse my language. I'm trying to stop cursing too. That's a 10 out of 10. Like, they never let me down with that one. But anyway, I was just kind of sharing with you guys, like, some days are difficult, and here lately I feel like I feel almost like I was getting ready to slip back into a little bit of a depression, and no, I can't do that. I can't afford to do that. What in the world? More people is tripping out here today. I can't afford to allow myself to do that, because it's just not good. It's not good. It's not healthy, and I don't want to do that to myself. And so I'm trying to keep it together, and so that's why I decided to get out of the house, because I don't want to find myself getting trapped into depression again, because I've been down that road and I just don't want to go backwards, you know. And so Anywho, I've gotten out of the house. I was gonna ride down here to Home Goods and see if they had, I need like, well, I want, because I guess I don't need it, but I want 2 pictures. I've looked before when I was in Home Goods and I didn't find anything that I wanted, but I've not been back recently to check and see if, you know, they got anything different in. But I want a picture for over my bed because, you know, we had been planning to put a picture there, but I just hadn't gotten around to, well, I hadn't found one. The one picture that I did find that I wanted was like, the darn thing was, it was expensive, and I'm not doing that. So I do want to find a picture for over my bed, and I want to find a picture for the kitchen. That one wall that's just kind of bare, I would like to find a picture to go there. So I want to go to Home Goods, but I don't know that I'm gonna go because it's cold, and I'm one of those people. It's cool out here. Like, I got my jacket over there, which I'm gonna have to put it on, but I don't know if I feel like being bothered walking around in the store with it being chilly outside. And then I don't even know if I need to be buying anything, honestly, because why are you talking about buying something when you don't even have a job right now? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of that too. But I know I'm going to get a job. I'm not worried about that. Let me turn this off. I don't want it on that anymore. I think that facial thing is what's kind of making it hard to get the camera where I want it. Okay. But yeah, I know I'll get a job. I mean, I'm a nurse. It's not like I can't get a job. It's just I don't want to settle. That's my biggest thing. That's why I'm taking my time. I mean, I look every day, but I'm not wanting to settle. I can settle if I have to. If I have to settle, then I have to settle. But if I don't, right now I don't have to settle because I do have a little bit of time, you know. So I don't want to just settle. But yeah, so I do think that you know, it's normal. That's what I'm seeing. It is very normal to go back and forth with your feelings, as far as one day feeling fine, as I said earlier, and then the next day you may feel like crap. You know, you may cry today, and then tomorrow you're happy and wanting to listen to music. So it's like for me, I'm all over the place emotionally. But one thing that keeps me on track is I try to stay prayed up, and I just try to make sure that I'm reading something in the Word every day, and that helps me. It helps keep me grounded and helps keep me it helps keep me in reality. Like, one thing about me is I'm a realist. I believe in looking at things as they are. You know, we can make things fairy tale if we want, but it's not healthy. You know, the reality of things, of life, is that we're all gonna pass away at some point. And while it sucks to think of it, I find it easier not to think about it. As far as don't stay in that place where I'm just thinking about the person's being gone. Because if you stay there, it's going to make it so difficult for you. It's going to make it so difficult. And I find that the videos that I have of us together, it makes me happy. You know, some days it may make me a little sad, but some days it makes me happy to look at a video. Because it keeps that person's memory alive. And to me, I think that's the biggest thing. You want to keep that person's memory alive. And in doing that, is talking about them, is sharing moments about them or with them, you know, that you had with them. Those things, laughing about things, you know, that you laughed about together, that helps me too. But you do have to keep going, and keeping going means that you have to mentally not allow yourself to stay in that place. Like, I try not to think about what happened to my husband, because to me that will keep me stuck, because you'll keep replaying things and you think about what coulda, what shoulda, what, you know, and that's not your place, because we don't control when our time is up. That's not for us to control. Like, yeah, people say, well, yes, you can do things to, you know, speed your time up or what have you, but I don't even know if that's actually what you're doing, you know, because it may just be how it is, because that was the plan for your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that there's anything that any of us can do to change when our time is coming or is due. I don't think that any of us can change that. While I understand that we may try, I just don't think that we have that ability. I think that our time is our time, and it just is what it is. And there's nothing you can do. You can being sad and depressed and crying all the time, it's not gonna change anything outside of you. It's gonna hurt you in the end, but it's not gonna bring that person back. It's not gonna move time back to before that day. It's not gonna happen. And so you have to face the reality of that and make yourself understand that, so that you can move on, you know. And I'm not saying, you know, I'm not trying to say that there's a time frame on moving on. It's in your own time. But I mean moving on as far as continuing on with your life and not being stuck, like not getting yourself to where some people, you know, end up using substances to help them deal with the hurt and the pain, and that gets them stuck. Because once you know, become addicted to something that's helping you get through a situation, then you become stuck because you're now addicted to something. You know what I mean? And then you have and then there's, you know, it's the substances can be a problem, or just you not wanting to move forward, period. You know, as far as you just wanting to sleep or, you know, lay around the house, not put clothes on, just live in the misery. That's not good. You know, there's a statistic, and if I remember, I'll put it on the screen because I'm not going to remember off the top of my head the exact number. But there's a statistic, and it's very common for people's spouses or significant others to decline health-wise or even pass away as a result of losing their person because of the depression that they go into. Because, you know, depression can kill you. You do know that. Well, can lead, and maybe, I don't know if that word is going to have to be blurred out or whatever, but depression can lead to your demise, you know. And so that, on top of unhealthy behaviors, can cause, you know, you to go too. And my mom was worried about that for me. She was so worried, and I didn't realize how worried she was until I ran across that. I don't know what I was Googling or whatever, but that came up, and I was just like, what? Like, I knew it for older people, but I just looked at it like, you know, oh, they've been together, you know, the majority of their life, and so the sadness takes them out or whatever. But I never thought about that is with any relationship. You know, any relationship where you've been, or you're committed to someone, you're in love with someone deeply, that can happen. You know, and I just, that's not fair to my husband, it's not fair to my children, it's not fair to my grandchild, it's not fair to my mom, to my siblings. It wouldn't be fair for me to do that, because I know how hurt I was losing my dad, losing my husband. I know how painful that was, and still is. And I just really, it's unfair, I think, to knowingly put someone through that. And that's not saying, you know, and that's not trying to, you know, it's not trying to, what is the word I'm looking for? I'm not trying to, you know, lessen someone's experience with how they grieve, or try to make it like I'm, you know, I know it all and the way that I'm doing is the right way. No, I'm going through this day by day. I definitely don't think that, you know, I know it all. I read, I try to educate myself on what I'm going through. And that's kind of what it is. You know, I don't want to, I know, it's just, I'm a realist, like I said. I deal in reality, and I know that this is life. This is part of life. And as painful as it is, it's part of life. And you have to decide what you want from your life. You know, maybe some people feel like, that's it, I don't want anything else. And if that's what you feel, then I can't knock you if that's what you feel. I hate that a person would feel that way, but who am I to tell you how to feel? I can just tell you my experience, what I'm going through, and what I found as some type of comfort for me. And one of the things that I find comforting to me is that life, you know, nobody's promised forever. No one's promised forever. The thing that makes it more painful is when forever, you know, comes sooner than what you would have expected. You know what I'm saying? But none of us are promised tomorrow, you know. And so if you look at it that way, then, you know, maybe that can help. It helps me knowing that. And then knowing that I have to not only realize that that's what it is, but I also have to spend the time now trying to prepare my children for the possibility, or for the time. You know, I have to prepare myself, get my stuff in order, as you know, the preachers would say. You know, you got to get your life in order. So so I find myself doing that now. I try to focus on getting my life in order, trying to do things that I've wanted to do, that I said I was going to do and haven't did. Those things. That's what I try to focus on now, because reality sets in, and it's like, you know, yeah, you know, this is real. This is real. Like, this is real. You know, you can't expect that you have tomorrow. You know, you can't expect that. So when people used to say, and I used to hear people say back in the day when I was younger, you know, live each day to the fullest or whatever, you know, that's true. That is so true. We have to live each day to the fullest. Live each day as if it was your last. That is the truth, because it very well could be. And so that's kind of the mentality that I've taken on, is that I'm just gonna live my life as full as I can, and just try to do as much as I can to make sure that my children aren't stressed out trying to figure out what to do, you know, when my time comes. So that's what it is for me. We're so critical of everything, and it's like, that's the other thing about life being so short. You know, we worry about some of the silliest stuff. Like, I have learned to, yes, I may notice something that someone does, and it may be, oh, they get on my nerves or something. But I'm not going to sit and dwell on it. Like, I can sit and watch somebody's video and they say, as long as it's something that I'm interested in hearing about. Yeah, there I go again. I just feel like we are too critical of people. We judgmental, and who in the world are we to judge anybody? Like, come on. Everybody got something that somebody can judge, that somebody can point a finger at, that someone can say, ooh, to, or someone can say, you can be doing this better, or you could, or this needs to be better, or you could change this, or what. Everybody has something. It is your life. You have to live your life the way you want to live your life, and what makes you happy. That is what I have come to terms with. You can't worry about what other people gotta say or what other people think, because if you spend your time worrying about that, you will be living in misery. Because one thing about people is, we definitely know how to point a finger at somebody else. But as they say, when you point the finger at somebody else, just remember you got pointing a finger, you got 3 more pointing at you. So it's like, yeah, I mean, honey, when you When you get to the point to where you are mentally mature and you have experienced life to the point to where, honey, when you have really experienced life and the pain of life that he can give you. Oh, and I want to start crying. So we going in the store. When you get to that point, you will learn that you can spend your time on something more important than worried about what somebody else doing. That's the truth of the matter. Now that's the truth of the matter. You can spend your time on something more important than worried about what somebody else doing. Ignore them. If what they doing bother you, ignore them. That's the easy thing to do. And you will be less stressed doing that. Oh, let's see. I was gonna go in this store, but I'm not. You know why? Because I don't need to. And I need to fight the temptation. Because those pictures can wait. It is not that serious. Yeah, those pictures can wait. I'm not getting ready to do that. That would be irresponsible on my part because I have other things that I can be doing with my money. And buying 2 pictures right now, it's just not what I need to be doing. Those are a want and not a need. And right now, while you're not working, what you need to worry about, your wants and not your needs. Now if I run across if I'm just out and I run across some pictures at a decent price, then I can see, because I might need to go somewhere like Burlington instead of worry about Home Goods. But I don't go into Burlington too often, and this one here I don't really care to go into because it's always jam-packed. And the last time, well, I've only tried to go in there once. I think I only tried to actually go in there once. And it was jam-packed and it was ridiculous. And I was like, no ma'am. And every time I ride by, it looks like it's still the same because of the amount of cars that are sitting there. And so, yeah, I'm not one to deal with those kind of stores. You know, I don't mind going into a store and, you know, it's a little bit of people in there, but I'm not one to go into a store and it's like a daggone, it's just chaotic with the amount of people. That stresses me out. So I will wait. If I happen to feel like going to the Burlington down at the mall, that one is never really as chaotic. Maybe because it's bigger, I don't know, but it doesn't seem too chaotic. So I'll try there, and then they may have a better selection anyway, because I'm thinking that one is not going to even have that good of a selection, just because it's like a little local Burlington. And I don't want to go in there and waste my time. I do hear people say that they were able to, you know, find paintings and things like that in Burlington, but I've never went in there. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I never went in there looking for that, and so I don't know for myself. So yeah, we'll plan that on a different day. Today just ain't the day because I don't really feel like fooling with it. I'm not going to the mall today, not on a Saturday. If I go to the mall, that's during the week. But anywho, I'm gonna get ready to close this out because I feel like the conversation that I just had was probably enough for this video. And I don't want to just be on here rambling for the sake of rambling, but that was kind of my conversation today on loss and rebuilding your life after a loss, and I hope it was beneficial to someone. And I'll continue to have these conversations, like as I get the urge or feel like there's something on my chest that I want to get off or whatever, then I'll share those type of conversations. But other than that, I'll just continue to post, like, you know, days in my life, what I'm doing, how I'm doing, that type of thing. But yeah, that's it for now.